What's up, street dogs? Street dogs. Bitcoin dollars. Your chief correspondent, Berkham House. Right. So. Some thoughts. So the first thought is it's better to don't overheat when you're sleeping. It'll wake you up in a not nice way. Actually, I think I'll make LED glow lights again, make them cool again. Love this Hum Street Bakery sign. Always puts me in a good mood. It looks like this Lustig restaurant's open. Check it out. 3273 Helms Avenue across from Pasta Sisters. It looks pretty good. Shout out to Lustig. Okay. So yeah, sleep with the linen blanket. I think it's actually better to sleep a little bit over cold than over hot, maybe, because your body naturally needs to dip a little bit in temperature to sleep. Cold showers. Religious cold water shower lasts like 8 years. Real men take cold showers. And actually, if you want to switch it up, what is the exact opposite of a cold shower? It's like a boiling hot shower. So it looks like with showers, the only way to do it is either freezing cold or scalding hot, like so hot that it's like eating a chili spicy, jalapeno peppers, or like ghost chili peppers, where it's so hot that you're about to scald, you just scream, and then you go and pop out the thing. Even heat training, boiling hot water training, when you're gonna take a bath, make it so effing insanely hot, boiling hot, that like your body cannot almost not stand it, and train your body to deal with the extremes. Just take a cold shower. If your apartment's cold, just crank up the heat. I think actually the politics of heat. Some people run naturally colder and hotter, right? And so it's like you want to make it too hot, too cold, right? So, one of the virtues of living alone or yourself, just your wife and families, crank up the heat. If you don't have a heater, just buy a heat lamp on Amazon or buy a Costco's. Crank up the heat. And also with clothing, currently wearing my brother-in-law Khan's U.S. military $5,000 Gore-Tex military jackets, super litty. And some Kim Cash Money armor, double layered, double folds. Like, more and more, I'm actually getting more and more into cashmere. It's really like, even the feeling of cashmere against your skin, it's super awesome. And if you want to layer up, just buy like a down vest. Just always wear it. You could put it under a tank top, sleeveless shirt, t-shirt, long neck, turtleneck, whatevs. Always having a little lightweight down vest close to your chest seems like a good strategy. So those are some basic thoughts. Some thoughts. The first thought is kind of thinking about like time. So some thoughts in my mind. So 8 to 12 months from now, if Trump gets elected, price of Bitcoin gonna go up or down? I'm not sure. I gotta think about that. It's an interesting thought. And also with time. Ooh, good job, Vitrine's team. Couple photos team. This one looks good. Why is this one so pixelated? You gotta fix that. That one looks good. These ones look good. Done seen these ones before. This one looks nice too. Staying cozy, bro? Cozy is the motto. Photo critiques. In this eye, but then, okay, look. You see that thing in the top right corner? How good. That's a great composition. That's a good one there too. You guys gotta keep it simple. This one not bad either, but then you see that distraction in the bottom left corner. That's not good. And also, just shoot it against the sky. You don't need that white. Just minimalistics. The secret to great compositions is simple, just cut out the clutters. So what's also the virtues of vlogging versus blogging or writing? Ultimately, I think the virtues of walking and blogging, street vlogging, 877 Washington. I'm speculating. I think this is the headquarters for the Apple TV's office. And even one funny thought I had was, why cannot Apple produce no good movies, cinemas, and films? Yeah, it looks like maybe that's where the traditional movie theater is good. They kind of know what to bet on and stuff. But anyways, so creating your own hedge fund, Airkim crypto hedge funds. So hedge, I'm still kind of doing some research on it. Hedge comes from Proto-Indo-European, kind of means like enclosure. So I guess traditionally you created hedges, like, plant hedges or fortress hedges, to essentially protect yourself from, predators or the enemy, blah, blahs, right? So if you think about it from a military perspective, like a hedge is like, kind of like a barrier. So like, I'm going to use some StarCraft analogies, right? So let's say StarCraft 1, right? You're playing Lost Temple, right? And then you're Terran. Build the 2 supply depots, you could build the barracks, and you kind of create this enclosure. And you kind of create your own little mini base, keep the Zerglings out, keep the Zealots out, right? And so the original term of hedge, like a hedge fudge, right? Or like there's this, zero hedge, right? Tyler Durden, apparently even Nassim Taleb follows him. But anyways, so the basic notion of a hedge was supposed to be like, hedge your bets against me. So like, if you're doing something super risky, then what you do is you hedge your bets by doing something more safe to offset the risks, right? But now the term hedge fund, it's kind of more like somebody with big huevos, big balls, and big swinging dick, and just kind of, aggressive, seeking regressive returns, etc. And it's one of these funny things is that, like, this is my basic thought is, kind of like the composition of that. That'd be a good black and white picture. So then basically my generalized notion is with this is long story short, live like a homeless poor person, ain't buy nothing. The only thing you gotta buy is meat at Costco, the leg lamb roast or the Wagyu ground beef or whatever, buy some eggs and shit, right? And after that, what you want to do is, just speculate. The joy of speculation. And so, and shout out from Dan. I met him at the. So beautiful. Am I the only one up this early? Yeah. So look at this. Oh wow, it's so beautiful, guys. And look up there, you got Margot in the top, little glass house there. So this is actually a fun place because up there, just go to the restaurant once, super nice, all marble everything. It's a funny little store here opened. So beautiful. Look at it, it's so beautiful. And actually, look at all the sparkling lights. Yeah, Ubisoft's up there, and then Riot Games. Dan, he used to work on the Google Plus Photos team, I guess. Now he's the chief marketing officer for Riot Games, a League of Legends place. Met him at one of the gyms here, the Tonic Fitness place, Gym Tonic. Yeah, I've been doing some gym searching in LA. Honestly, all the gyms kind of suck. I mean, even I toured the Equinox here in Culver City. I mean, it's alright, but then what they have going for them is the hammer strength life fitness equipment, which is good. The barbells suck. The weight plates are nice. But beyond that, maybe it's just better to go into LA Fitness. But anyways, so a simple, risky, or safe strategy, right? So my thoughts is 90% of your assets in Bitcoin and 10% in Chainlink seems to be a quote more risky hedge. Or the other way you could do it too is 90% Chainlink and 10% Bitcoin. That's actually the safer route. Or I mean, you could just flip it either way. I mean, 90-10, 80-20, both of them tend to be good strategies. You're welcome. Good morning. Well, I like your shoes.
Thank you.
So cool. Okay. So. Man, me now, wake up early, talking to people, just speak Spanish. Everyone here be Spanish or Spanish speaking. So another funny thing is being Hispanic, Latino, whatevs, right? So one thing you'll learn about living here in LA or SoCal's whatevs, right, is that you assume everyone Mexican, but no, a lot of people from Guatemala and stuff like that. So it's what's the difference between someone from Guatemala versus Mexico? It's the difference between somebody from Berkeley, the Bay Area, versus Texas, the gun-toting, you have my property Texas, right? Or the difference between someone from Detroit, Michigan versus somebody from, I don't know, New York, the Hamptons, I guess, right? So, or what's the name? Bear analogy, right? If you confound a Japanese person and a Korean people finna get super angry because, I mean, not that much anymore, but the older generation, my mom's generation, older, right? They hate the Japanese because they done colonized Korea, forced Korean people to speak Japanese, stop speaking Korean, etc. Or also, it's funny too, because mainland China and Vietnam, they kind of frenemies, but for the most part, especially the Vietnamese diaspora, the boat peoples, Fall Saigon Vietnamese in America, they do not want to be mistaken as Chinese, mainland Chinese. It's the greatest insult. Even as a kid growing up, I'm Korean American, right? If people confuse me for Chinese, I took that as an extreme insult. I hated that. But I get it, whatevs, right? So anyways, just look at people. The word Hispanic is interesting too, because I think it's coming back in vogue where Hispanic, Spain. So anybody who's speaks the Spanish language, I guess they technically Hispanic, right? Latino means Latin America, but not all Latinos, Latin Americans are Hispanic, and all Hispanics are Latino. So anyways, I mean, easier thing is just you speak Spanish? ¿Hablas español? No hablas español, right? And then also the good thing too in Cali, LA, right? Everyone knows a little Spanish, right? They'd be hola, hasta luego. Or what? Even Arnold was hasta la vista. Baby. Gotta bring back the Terminator vibes. Gotta bring back the Johnny Bravo. Actually, it's so funny too, because I'm the only one who's not woke because I don't toke. I don't drink Coke. No Coke Zero. Don't drink the Coke Zero if you want to be a hero. You up like Robert De Niro. Or like the Roman Emperor Nero. Yeah, so LA. So Los Angeles, the city of angels, city of dreams, stuff like after all this, it's like, where your heart is, you should go back to where your heart started, the alchemist, right? So back in LA, don't know how long I'm gonna be here. I mean, actually, I often talk to Cindy, and you know, what I tell Cindy all the time is, I'm not certain about nothing in life. The only certainty I have is that we're probably not going to live in one place for the rest of our lives. So once again, the upside of renting versus buying a house, home ownership. Also, currently reading Galliani's Odd Money della Moneta, super lit. And the generalized thought and idea is like, how is money made? Wealth it is. So money is interesting because technically money, portable money, US dollars, Bitcoin, whatever it says, is your wallet, your digital wallet, your physical wallet, your cash money, whatever, is the most useful asset because let's say you want to go abroad, you want to move to Cambodia or Phnom Penh or somewhere in Vietnam, Hanoi, Saigon, etc. You can't take your property with you. You can't take your Lamb or your Ferrari or your car with you. You can't take your house with you, right? But you can take your money with you. And so Galliani's theory about money, wealth, and nations is so interesting. Like way better than Adam Smith, all these losers, right? So Galliani, typical Italian wit. And also what's so cool is that, like, you know, the way he's writing, it's more philosophical than quote being an economist. I mean, the new hocus pocus in today's world are economists. If somebody says they study economics, had the MBA, went to business school, put zero faith in them. Why? Because I ain't never met nobody who's actually real successful who got the MBA or business school, whatevs. Real entrepreneurs never go to business schools. You think that like a Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or even a Jay-Z go business school. It's like, no, it's kind of anything that requires credentials or like the only reason one would get a master's, an MBA, and some sort of program, right? They just want to get a salary bump at their boring, 9-to-5 salary job. It don't matter if you work at Google, Amazon, Facebook, Netflix, things, whatever you want to call it. As long as you still got a salary, you still a slubber. Even Tim Cook, I mean, even though he's a CEO, right? I mean, as long as you're still collecting a paycheck, you're a CEO collecting a paycheck, yeah, you don't got no real freedoms. Like, and even, I mean, I think it's pretty smart that Joni, you're watching this? It's smart you dipped out of apples. Gotta create your own apple. Ooh, we got a new Honda Odyssey on the lot. Okay, so fun fact, right? What is the real rich people's cars? It's actually a Honda Odyssey, specifically a white Honda Odyssey. Like, you go to Palos Verdes, go to the mountains, whatever, right? What is the real rich people's driving? Honda Odyssey, Universal. I don't know why. It's and the funny thing about reality and things you'll discover is, like, don't ask people for their opinion. Just ask them what they do legitimately in the real life. So the difference between revealed preferences and fake preferences is that revealed preferences is like, what, people put their money where the mouth is like, what do they actually really do with their monies? What do they really drive or car or own, whatevs? You'll actually show their values. And so, wow, 2022 Lexus GX, still $50,000. It's so expensive. Car is terrible on gas. Terrible. Actually, the big issue, I guess it's bad on gas, but what is? Yeah, you live in LA. You do not want to have an SUV. No loser G-Wagon, matte black, AMG, blah blah blahs. It's like, you want to drive a tank on the street? good luck parking your tank in a skinny parking spot. Especially now that the new Tesla Model 3 is coming out. I was looking at the prices today, right? I'm like, there's really no reason to not buy a Tesla no more. Is the basic idea. Yeah, is there any reason to not buy a Tesla no more? Yeah, I think not. So yeah, even the Tesla Model Ys, like, just look at the prices, right? Super, like not that expensive. Black no more. Yeah, and actually the true wealthy people, you don't even own no car. Like, I guess one of the good things about living in New York, Manhattan, maybe even Brooklyn, not sure, but you don't need to own a car, nor do you desire to have a car. And actually the funny thing is the difference between New York and LA, Cali, right? Would you prefer to live in LA or New York? New York is like, I mean, New York cool, right? But like LA is way better. Why? Because funny thing that no one ever talks about, right? LA actually has a very robust park system. We got Malibu, we got the Getty, now the Geffen Centers, we got LACMA, not no loser, New York MoMA. Nobody cares about MoMA or New York. And people are like, and a Wintour. I'm like, it's like, y'all just owned by, are they owned by, who are they owned by? What's his name? So Warner Brothers, Discovery, they're owned by, man, I always forget the name of the companies. But anyways, Steven Schwartzman, or I forget the names. But anyways, just the one of the most useful thing with ChatGPT 4 is whatever. It's only $20 a month. Just subscribe to it. Don't be a cheapo, guys. Stop using the Googles. The heuristic is simple. Is anything you would otherwise Google, just ChatGPT's it. It's more reliable because you don't have this, like, stupid content marketing nonsense and ads. Stop using Google Chrome. It's ugly. Use Safari instead. Shout out to the Apple Safari team. Y'all's litty. You get the Airkim seal of approval. Good job, guys. So I always get my thoughts off train. Actually, the reason I do these blogs and stuff like that is like with knowledge, philosophy, etc. Right? Ain't no right or wrong answers here. It's just like, to me, my only thought is, are the thoughts interesting? Do they get you going or not? And I mean, I still think that's where Kanye is so interesting, where, even seeing a little bit of the Lex Friedman interviews, I liked it because Kanye was like, maybe in school we should only teach kids math and engineering, and the rest of the time just have it being recess. And I'm like, I kind of like that idea. I mean, I'm not good at the maths. I mean, K through 12 education, like make it an uber stem cell class where it's only centered around mathematics, critical inquiry, the classics. Even Nassim Taleb says something interesting. I'm like, man, Kanye is like way more genius than people think he is. Let's not forget that his mom was a college, I think, English professor. She had her PhD. We'll do a hot yogas. So yeah, even Nassim Taleb is like best education K through 12. Just mathematics and the classics. Maybe I'll teach him the classics. Have his tutors teach him math, and then the rest of the time just be physical Spartan training. I mean, honestly, I think like, another thing that Galliani said on wealth is, what he essentially said was, when it comes to wealth and stuff like that, what you want to do and think about and strategize is, true wealth is what you have versus minus what somebody else has. And I guess the dynamic ratio, if you want to desire what they have versus what they don't have, I suppose, is the thought. So I just think is like, is there anyone else whose life I admire or I desire? Actually, no. I mean, like, even Jeff Bezos, he only 5'7", right? Doesn't matter if he's got the yacht, the billionaire things. I do not desire the life of anyone else but EK's. Alright, part 2. Alright. Continuing the part 2. And also another pro tip, you know, we got the untouchables. I call it the unlookables. You see the glimpse of somebody you don't like, just walk away the sidewalk on the opposite direction. Don't make eye contact, walk the ways. Yeah, just pretend like they don't exist is a good strategy. Otherwise, I get turned up. So some more thoughts. So it looks like tech is pretty much donezo. I mean, we done seen the whole tech thing come and go. Looks like most of my friends done dipped out of tech. And I was even like, I like to overhear conversation. I'm just like walking the Baldwin Hills, overview steps, nice park, etc. It's like hearing all these like millennial yuppies, millennials, like people like I'm 35, 80, born in 88. My age or a little younger, whatever. Like they're like, oh, now they quit tech, blah blah, right? And even the Dan the man, the other guy I met the other day, he done dipped out. Ooh, I did install some new lights here. He done dipped out of the Googles. Apparently what happened at Google Plus, you remember Google Plus, right? Photo team, is that like everyone treated it as their baby and they just shut it down, right? And then he's now at Riot Games, League of Legends, CMO, Chief Marketing Officer. I don't know if Riot Games is still owned by Tencent Corporation. Not sure, but anyways, yeah, never let my kid play with no video games. Actually, I think the funny thing about video games are good for poor people, is my ultimate takeaway, because with video games, the upside is video games are a good babysitter if your parents are just at work all day. And I guess if you live in an unsafe neighborhood, it's better to stay at home locked in playing video games instead of like being on the streets, you know, joining gangs and shit, right? Really pro tip, guys. If you in the hood, you want to do some, you know, change the world, you know, help out your neighborhoods, what else, right? I would actually say the best way to get these kids off the streets, doing more good, virtuous things, etc., right, is just open up free gyms, like powerlifting gyms or strongman gyms or whatever, right? And more productive ways for, you know, kids or guys or whatevs to show off their masculinities, not through guns, you know, all this fucking initiation bullshits, right? It's just like, like every kid in the hood, it's like, get them to Atlas lift 4 plates. I propose, so Eric Kim powerlifting 2.0, 3.0s, 4.0s is, I mean, sometimes like, I think I even understate my own influence, right? So no more squats, no more deadlifts, right? Instead of a squat, Atlas lift, just imagine like you're doing a squat, but just get under it, stand up, hold the weight for a second or two and just put down. Work yourself up until you can do 1,000 pounds. Easy, that's a Texas Power squat bar, 10 plates on each side, and then clip it, and then put on a EK rope, put on a little rope thingy, EK clip, the paracord, and then loop on a 25 and a 2.5, I think. Yeah, just Google Eric Kim 1,000-pound lift. You can find it on the YouTubies. And then instead of doing a deadlift or a rack pull, I mean, it's just way easier to rack, so life's gonna be easier. And the secret is, treat it like you're doing like a hip thrust, deadlift hybrid. Put the weight up higher, right, and just pull it out. Or you could do something called a deadlift walk, which I've been having fun with. Is just, you know, put on the rack pull, and then just walk out the 4 plates or the 3 plates or the 5 plates, whatever, and just put it back. If you can't put it back, just drop on the floor. It's fine. I really like my home gyms, but I guess one of the downsides is that like I can't be loud and break shit or be loud and shit. So actually one of the upsides of going to the gym is essentially the privilege of being loud, I suppose. But yeah, beyond that, I'm not sure what else is the upsides. And actually, yeah, like tour the Equinox, whatever. I think it's like if you do the all-inclusive membership. Okay, so it's like initiation fee is what, $500. The monthly is what, $350. I mean, like, I guess if you go to the gym every single day, always travel, I'm like, it's fine. You got a nice gym and stuff like that. But honestly, I just treat like Equinox like an LA Fitness with a good conscience. Better to just have a. And actually, the funny thing with prices, everything in life is relative. Even I went to this one of the local gyms. There's a new place called Tonic Gym, Gym Tonic, yeah, Gym Tonic, next to the Cumulus building. Membership is $250 a month, right? And I'm like, yeah, for $250 a month, just make your own gym. Either make your own gym or, you know, just do the month-to-month at LA Fitness or whatevs. Yeah, I think with the gyms, only things that you really need is like a hot sauna. So just go down there, sit down and think. Take a nap or do a hot yoga, whatevs, right? Interesting with Equinox, it's owned by, I don't know, oh, the other guy who was running is Steven Newhouse. The Newhouse family owns HBO, Warner, Time Warner, Max, whatevs, they own everything. Also they own Vogue and, it's called Advanced Publication. Yeah, Advanced Publication, they own everything. So essentially Anna Wintour is owned by the Newhouse family. Stephen O. Newhouse, I think. And then I forget, man, all these guys are named Steven. I kind of get confused, right? And the related companies, related.com, they're the ones who own, who they own? They're the ones who own, Equinox, yeah, Equinox, what? Soul Cycle, and also Pure Yoga is another thing, or Blink Fitness. I'm not really 100% sure what these things are, but they're all kind of owned by the same corporate thing. And actually, a pro tip, if you want to think entrepreneurial business, right? Just curse by anything. It's like just open up ChatGPT, get the premium one. The free one actually might even work too. I'm not sure, right? Open up ChatGPT, just ChatGPT's it, or Kim is all in on AI and ChatGPT's whatever, right? Just ChatGPT is like, who owns Equinox? It's like, Equinox is owned by, you know, the related company, right? And then type in like, who owns the related company? It's like, the related company owned by, and then just keep going down a rabbit hole. And it's better to go down a rabbit hole at ChatGPT rather than Wikipedia, because the issue with Wikipedia is there's always some like weirdo. Let's not forget that Wikipedia is written by, you know, human beings, some nerd at a laptop, jerking off to Reddit late at night, and everyone has a hidden agenda. And I'm actually starting to become more and more distrustful of the Wikipedias, because even one of the big issues is, like, I've actually been finding, I ain't finna say no names, right? There's actually a lot of people on Wikipedia who either have written the Wikipedia article on themselves by themselves, and or had a friend of theirs or a colleague or some third-party person to write it for them. Also, other things that are interesting is just think to yourself, like, why are there not certain people on Wikipedia? So, for example, Greg Glassman, the guy who started CrossFit, right? Why does he not have a Wikipedia page? And why was the scrub? Why does it redirect to CrossFit? Essentially, they have this, like, I don't know, black web, black hat SEOs, people who just kind of bury the results. Yeah, Greg Glassman. I mean, I read it, it's like, pretty much he is sexist and racist, right? It's like, okay, this is a simple thought. The reason why you should put 000 faith into CrossFit, right? Everyone's giving, like, Greg Glassman head, right? And just, like, you know, this essentially a wimp, right? This dude is like, has he ever lifted a weight in his life? And the reason why I find this so baffling, right? How you finna have somebody start this, like, fitness revolution, CrossFit notion, right? If the man doesn't lift a weight himself, right? It's kind of like, my simple analogy is like, imagine if you had a 40-year-old virgin who critiques the sexual penetration strategies of like a Rocco Siffredi, the Italian porn star guy, right? And then the dude never had done his sex and stuff, right? And that's why dudes who drink beer, watch sports, and watch football or basketball, but never done play the sport themselves, is like, it's superficial at best, because I have a simple heuristic. One should never watch a professional sport of a sport they have never done play themselves, right? For a lot of people, that's actually American football. I mean, believe it or not, Eric Kim, I played American football in high school. Sophomore year, I played outside linebacker. Junior year, I played inside linebacker. I was going to do varsity senior year, but then I dipped out because my tennis coach, Greg Lowe, told me to focus on tennis, and he was like my Mr. Miyagi. I'm like, okay. But yeah, maybe actually I could have done it. I mean, my only regret moving forward is it's good to listen to your mentors, but also it's I'll get to the LA Fitness from here. I always forget where is it at? Is it over there? Kind of confused. Yeah, Sony Pictures Entertainment's there. I guess I just got Greg locked. So it's so funny. Sony Picture Entertainment there, right? Sony Pictures. People never think about this, right? Sony Pictures is actually the same Sony as Sony Camera and Sony that used to make the good flat screen TVs. And let us also not forget that Sony was essentially the OG Apple. I mean, read the Walter Isaacson biography on Steve Jobs. Essentially, Steve Jobs was super inspired by Sony. The sleek black look was in, but then Apple did differently by making the white white iPhone, the white iPod. You remember the iPod, right? The clicky wheel spinning thing, right? Having the white headphones at school was so cool instead of the black ones. It's funny that like the trend now is going back to black. Yeah, I think often white is actually much more beautiful. Being street side is better. Okay, I'm gonna jump around. So then also one thing to think about with money is speculation, right? It's like, what is the point of it? Is the Apple store here too? Does Apple own property here? Maybe. This is the Apple photos. So time discounting in the future, right? So would you rather make $10 million 10 years from now in just one bet, in one speculation? Or would you rather have $1 million 10 months from now? Or would you have a steady $25,000 USD profit day to day? So these are some interesting questions. Obviously no right or wrong answers here. They're just different preferences. So things to consider. So betting on Bitcoin is sexy. Back in the Bitcoin game. So why do I find Bitcoin so interesting? First, give the middle finger to JP Morgan Chase and these banks, right? Like, I was just trying to transfer $125,000 to my personal checking Coinbase account transfer, right? It's like, why do I need to go into a fucking teller office, right? And why did it take almost 2 weeks to process the thing? And why do I had to get looped into effing the Philippines? Like, it's so obvious that you're being routed to the Philippines because Filipino people speak, the way they speak English is like, hello sir, they're super nice and friendly, right? So for sure. Or, if you're in India, it's obvious. So actually the benefit of going to the Philippines, Filipino, I my pork sisig, my lechon, my manginasal, unlimited rice, right? People, how you know that? I'm like, I don't see Manny Pacquiao's house. I went to Boracay. Apparently, when I say Boracay, people are shocked because they said, now I'm like, yeah, I've been to Cebu. No, I haven't been to Cebu yet, right? It's like, what's the difference between Tagalog and Filipino? They're like, whoa, how you know that? Because I know everything. I done traveled a lot, okay? So, also, the good way to know whether someone's well-traveled or not. Just ask very specific things, right? So I met a couple from Berlin, right? I'm like, you go to Lidl? They're like, what's Lidl? I'm like, oh, Lidl. They're like, yeah, we love Lidl, right? And then you ask a German. The way you ask a real German question is like, do you love currywurst? They don't love the currywurst. It's like, what's the best way to have currywurst? With mayonnaise or not mayonnaise? People have strong opinions about this. Or it's like, or what do you think about doner kebab? Doner kebab, essentially it's like the tacos, street food of like Berlin, Germany. Same thing with people from LA, SoCal, right? Tacos are the things that unite us here. Like, in fact, like universally here, everyone's favorite food is Mexican food. Whenever Californians or people from SoCal, even the Bay Area leave, the only thing they ever meet is Mexican food. Even my mom, you know, like she lived in America longer than she lived in Korea. She lived back in Korea. I'm like, what do you miss about the States? My mom's like almost 70, right? She's like 68 or something. And she was like, I miss good Mexican food. Yeah, so life in SoCal is good. Yeah, so some things to think about and consider, right? Is like, what do you want with monies? I mean, basic thing is pay rent, trips to Costco. But beyond that, yeah, I don't think money should be used as a scorecard for goodness. More important to focus on your health. Think about wealth as a via negativa notion is wealth ain't having money or having a lot. Essentially, it's a dynamic ratio between what you already got right now and what you desire. But if there's nothing else you desire, then you got nothing to gain, nothing to lose.